Yeah. So, just felt like spontaneously beatboxing as I often do. But I am going to continue on the subject of non ordinary states of consciousness because I feel like in my last video I may not have expressed the extreme profundity, a word I just recently learned, of the experience, basically the profoundness of it. Um, so I just wanted to talk more about my experiences with non-ordinary states of consciousness, and basically, I guess I'm just going to try and describe some of it, some of my experiences, but I also just wanted to mention, or just put out this part from another part from Breaking Open the Head, which is a great book about non-ordinary states of consciousness. And he talks about, let's see here, he's talking about the difference between modern Western culture and shamanistic cultures. So this is what he says. The creation of the modern Western consciousness required a violent repression of our archaic heritage. That heritage includes the ability to explore sacred and magical realms through spontaneously occurring trance states, through rituals of initiation, or through the visionary compounds found in certain plants. For many thousands of years, direct knowledge of the sacred was a natural and universal part of human existence, as it remains today in tribal cultures. But Western culture has completely lost this connection with the sacred, basically. Well, yes, definitely. and and as Charles Eisenstein says, I mean, the root of our problems is separation. So we're completely separated from all these other domains of consciousness. But the great thing is, I mean, we can still experience these domains of consciousness if we do certain things. And the first way that I ever experienced another non-ordinary state of consciousness was through psilocybin mushrooms. But when I did them, it was like it was as if I remembered being in that state, because I think when you're a kid, I mean, you're essentially in that kind of state of wider awareness. And so in my most recent experience with mushrooms, I mean, it basically felt like I was in this like forest farmland area, and it was like every direction had like a million amazing possibilities of things I could do, and I could just like feel those possibilities. It was like that way I could experience that vibe. And I mean, basically your consciousness is just so much expanded that you can just feel so many more things. Everything has different vibes and stuff. And I know that, I mean, that sounds like the stereotypical like hippie experience or whatever, but I mean, that's really what it is. You're able to feel things without having to interpret them through your mind, and it's quite amazing. So and in my other experiences, like for the past 5 days, basically 5 days ago, I meditated really intensely at this this kirtan thing, and ever since then, each day for about an hour, sometimes completely spontaneously, sometimes after meditating, I would just walk outside and I would be basically in that state. Like my mind was quiet, and I could see everything in a unobstructed state without my mind really processing it. So everything seemed so much more alive and vibrant, and in that state also it's easy to see through how materialistic our culture is, and how all these stupid things we're doing are so futile, when what we really truly want is just a peaceful, happy life. And I see all these people like running around constantly stressed because they got this tape playing in their mind, like, I gotta work, I gotta get a job, I gotta do all this stuff. When, I mean, the real, like, peace and happiness that we desire is available in the present moment. And it's not that difficult to realize that. So also, and so another thing, like, that's possible to realize in these non-ordinary states of consciousness is, like, you can really grasp magnitude a lot more than you can in my normal state, at least. And you can really feel just how much suffering is going on in the world, and then you can really empathize with things, whereas before that, I mean, in our normal state, we're kind of numb to all that, and we can't actually feel what it feels like for other people and other creatures and stuff. But simultaneously, you can feel how completely you can grasp the magnitude of how amazing life is, and how in our normal state we don't realize how truly unbelievable life is. And a lot of people say people only realize this on their deathbed. They're like, wow, life is so fucking awesome, but, like, I spent my whole life in this stupid state of consciousness where I didn't realize it. And so Vagabond Steve, who's one of my favorite YouTubers, he has this video called, like, Dying Before You're Dead. And it's basically like having that huge realization that life is so much more than our culture makes it out to be. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit more on that. I probably will even more in future videos, because I think that it's so crucial that we expand our consciousness and everything, because that's the only way we're going to survive as a species. I will post a video from Terrence McKenna called A Crisis in Consciousness, which is an awesome video. So live spontaneously, have a swell day, peace.